I got immediate. Sorry, I just don't let them. I got immediate Jerry Kane vibes from this lady.
Oh, it's a bard. What do you expect?
Ah.
And last time we met Jerry Khan in a campaign, it was also in the form of a lady.
I believe so.
Yep.
Well.
Trixie God.
Yeah,
Sus. I see where you at.
She wants.
Yep. Sips tea, not suspicious at all.
Nope.
Nice.
No, what would be better is if
guys,
it's not Jared Kane, but
God.
it's multi-phase session.
Yeah.
That would be such a mindfuck.
That would be, and that is totally what Crash would do.
Yep. Right, I'm gonna quickly go make my bed sheet. Hopefully I'll be back for him. Oh, I have.
Make a whole
Oh,
sheet.
never mind.
How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
You two begin making your way back to the main table, as I'll call it. And nothing stops you from getting there. A frost giant doesn't show up and block your passage. That'd be pretty fun.
Oh, thank God. I was so worried.
None shall pass.
You make your way back over to the rest of the table, and you all aren't blind. Well, maybe one of you is so tired that your eyes are closed that you basically are blind. You make it back to the table, and everyone can see you. And Miss Evelina does even a bit of a practice and flourishing bow as she approaches you guys, sort of like a curtsy.
Did you write down their name?
Shall we be properly introduced this time?
All eyes on Silas.
Everyone's like, I don't know. Are we being properly introduced this time?
I'll take a second and be like, it's always me that has to introduce everyone. It's
Aren't you
always
the
me.
bard? Isn't that kind of like your thing?
A
It is the
little
bard's
bit, but
job.
What, in this specific scenario, it is your responsibility,
The person you're
okay. Well, I'll start.
as manners dictate.
I will start with Wolfgang, and Silas will point to Wolfgang, and they'll go through everyone at the table. Please don't make me say everyone at the table because I don't remember, and also this is gonna take too long.
No, say everyone at the table. Say everyone at the table. You have to know.
Like,
Fuck
what-
you,
no.
and
Okay.
I'll ask
And
you this.
mhm.
How do you call this trio? Because you gave a nickname to a couple of them, so...
Very important.
I guess you didn't give a nickname to Ajax. So how do you call this
No.
duo?
That's very fitting.
You know I gotta call Delphi Blue.
Oh, she's glaring.
and
You're
to be
getting
fair,
zapped.
I call Mer Pockets.
I
And
feel
then-
like
and then
like,
I'll
you
just
call her
be
Blue, he starts
unoriginal.
laughing at her, and then he gets called Pockets like, hey.
And then to be fair, I'll call Ajax. I don't know. The first thing
Smoky
I came to
the
mind was my first thought was literally just
Smokey.
smoke, which is Smoky.
That isn't my name. My name is
I
James.
believe Ajax, Morvir, and... She widens her smile as she looks at you, Delphi. Delphi?
That would be right, though I don't know how I feel about that big smile there.
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. I heard you had quite the heroic performance, though.
Glare
Maybe a bit of a-
intensifies in Silas's in direction.
Maybe a bit of
That
a
was
stumble and tumble
innocently.
at the end. It's okay.
Yes.
We all have our days.
Well,
Is that how Silas spun it?
It's how the tale was told.
what can I say? You've got to rough and tumble a bit before you... Not rough and tumble, fuck. Got to fall and tumble before you get back up, right? I'll say that.
Hey, and in the end, she's one of the three of us with a vendetta that actually got to hit on the fucker.
That's true. I'm very proud of that.
I mean, Ajax did steal shit out of his pocket.
You're gonna rob the sail and whoever wins after you're the one that put him there.
Don't take this away from me, Morver. Don't make it less than it is.
He's just gonna go to drinking his drink before he says something else stupid. He has high intelligence, Lewis.
0 minus 1 is still 0.
Wait, no, 0
difference
minus
between
1 is
intelligence
negative
and
1.
wisdom.
Worse than nothing.
Anyways.
Sajar, you pull out the compass as Silas is in the midst of introducing each and every one of you to Miss Evelina. And as you begin, as you pull it out and you look at it, it is still pointing north, but I'm asking you to make another roll here in a sec. Do you have cartographer's tools?
I do not.
Okay. Do you roll me your survival then?
Hey.
Okay, you actually rolled pretty well.
Yay!
You actually rolled pretty well for only a +2. Yeah, weird. Okay, here, I'm gonna need to do this. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So when you're in the Twins before, when you were in Duvros,
Yeah.
cut those capers around here, right?
Yeah.
You guys are currently here, so it's really not much different, the arc, so to speak, the angle. So logically, because it's not that different, maybe there's like a bit of deviation to like the right.
Yeah.
It should still be roughly pointing the same place. It is no longer pointing the same place. It is
Where
pointing
is it?
far more left.
As in west?
West, correct.
So
So I'll put like around this areas. All right, now find me the Pythagorean theorem. No, it's good.
oh, that's weird.
Okay.
That's what the
PTSD
fans-
from math
I mean,
class.
it could also be right here. Just
Yeah, it could be like she's just next door suddenly, but it's pointing to the left.
So yeah, it is pointing a different place. While Sajar is doing that, can the rest of you except Silas and Sajar roll me insight? Or perception. Insight or perception. Either one.
I will gladly take an insight.
Well.
Got this.
Exhausted's a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Wow, I don't even have
Oh,
the
wait,
exhaustion
I should have had this.
Rolling trash is a bitch, isn't it? Rolling trash.
What the hell?
He's
Join
next
me.
looking over to see if he's about to
Join
throw
me.
the fucking bear again.
It's
Crap,
an
I
epidemic.
forgot. I should have had disadvantage on that survival roll.
Oh, roll one more time then.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, 17 it is.
Moving on.
Leave
One
that.
point difference. You can keep
Yeah.
it. Roll me a charisma thing though. Like I had to do.
Oh, you did. You did.
I did at you.
Oh, you
Imagine being
agitated
acted
him.
by Crashifer. It could totally be you.
Oh, I closed it. God damn it.
Okay.
Did you close the tab?
That's why I bring it up right now
Yeah.
while we're doing all these rolls. So to Ajax. Well, I'll get to you in a second.
Everyone else out here rolling single digits. Ajax got a fucking 20 something. Oh no, D got double digits. Good for them.
Barely.
Okay. Here we go.
Beep beep. Beep beep.
Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
Whispers interesting.
We could tag team these roles. So, as Silas is finishing, introducing all of you to Miss Evelina. Sajar, again, you're in the midst of really trying to literally coordinate, where is this pointing to? Because it's not pointing in the same spot. And Ajax, as you're sort of not amusedly looking at Silas. You do see out of because you're looking at you're focused on Silas. Out of the not corner of your eye, but halfway to the corner of your eye, Miss Evelina look at Sajar, and her interest just because you rolled insight, not necessarily just perception. Her interest seems very piqued by that. And Sajar, you have as you're finished triangulating, coordinating the general architude, that's not a word, but it is now, of where the compass is pointing, you're just that's very weird. What happened? And you're sort of thinking about it, and you begin looking around. It's maybe I could ask someone, hey, can you math nerds figure it out or something? I don't know. You probably would say it way nicer than that. You see Miss Evelyn looking at you, and she quirks her eyebrow. And the two of you, now if you're newly turned focus on Miss Evelina, can see that there's this sort of shimmer around her, I guess where her ears are, maybe a bit further past that, to above her shoulder. But a good bit above her shoulder. Very faint. Very, very faint.
Does it have any sort of outline, this shimmer?
That would take an investigation roll.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's see.
The noticing of it is one thing. Seeing like to determine what the dimensions of it are is another.
I'll remember this.
Oh!
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Oh my god!
So about that,
I would give you advantage because it fits for you, but it'd still be the first roll. You
So
cannot make out the
absolutely.
dimensions, but you cannot make out the dimensions of it. But there's just sort of this weird. I say arcane as in like magic, not arcane as in arcane magic.
Yeah.
There are multiple facets of magic: divine magic, natural magic, or nature-based magic, and stuff like that. I'm not saying which one of these it is, but it is magical. With a really poor investigation roll. Ajax
something-
primeval mark is.
Oh,
What's
no.
up?
No, I
No,
was
no,
just saying something that she would have been very easy read for anyone in looking at Sajar is he would look very surprised and stuck between excitement and fear.
I guess we don't need this anymore. Okay. Interesting. Ajax, you activate primeval mark.
Mhm. I need to spend a spell slot for that? Is that what it's saying?
Oh, you do have to spend a spell.
Yeah, that's fine. I still have all 3 of them.
Yeah, okay, there you go. You activate with your magical powers, your primeval mark. Very curious as to what the heck is happening. There aren't any of these things. Let me see. Celestial dragons, elementals, fae, demons, devils. I don't know why they even
Would the
put
Drake
fiend
Warden
there.
trigger
And
anything?
undead. What's up?
Not Drake Warden, but would the guard Drake trigger anything?
They would, yes. That's why I'm looking through all of this.
Oh my god, there's dragons in here.
Oh my god.
yeah, there are dragons in here. There are dragons within a 1 mile radius of you.
Underground.
Confirmed. There aren't any celestials, fairies, demons, devils, or undead. And no, Roselia doesn't have her fairy spirit summons on his account. That'd be a weird thing to walk back in the room with.
So blinking, kind of confused, kind of stuck between a lot of things in his mind. So George just sort of like, oh yes, oh hi, yeah. Silas, quite the enchanting companion you've found. What's going on?
Oh, that's really. It says you could focus your attention on one specific creature.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you now have advantage on perception and survival checks against her. Okay, ask any of those. Like a Battlemaster fighters for shit.
It doesn't matter if she's not any of those,
No, it just says one.
categories.
Just says one creature. Oh, it has to be a creature from that
Yeah.
subject.
And if she doesn't constitute as any of those.
Make me a wisdom check. Because now we're like fine-tuning spellcasting and like magical capability.
Just a straight roll, right? Straight wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure I have advantage if I do.
It's not a hard DC. That's
14.
exactly the DC.
Not hard, he says, almost failing.
You can mark her. For the following reason. Sajar, he's not a dragon. He's not a dragon. Like, he's not actually a dragon. He's, like, sworn to it, beholden to him, but he's not actually a dragon. So he has this sort of feel about it. Like, this halfway point, or quarter point, or whatever you want to call it. She gives off the same feeling. So that's the you can mark her.
Okay. And then in that case,
You're marking the quarter of her that it qualifies under, I guess.
I guess, so I can ask any of those 4 things, right?
Yes.
I guess, well, my intelligence is above 14, so I guess, is her wisdom higher or lower than 14?
Higher.
Higher. Oh, she's so wise.
She's so wise. Yeah, at least a
The
15.
wisdom bard.
When you travel the world a lot, you tend to get wise.
Oh, I probably would have been better to ask for her day. Yeah, whatever.
It's all good.
Yep.
So yeah, Sajar, you're in a state of confusion, and before like any of you can remark to like answer Sajar's question, Miss Evelina just remarks, "Well, Mr. Sajar, we're doing introductions."
Oh,
I believe Silas already did yours, but if you'd like to do your own, feel free to.
certainly. Changing his pronunciation and just a wee bit because now he's paranoid. My name is Hajar Milosh Turanan Teishi Mandrakserian from Salamis.
Is that so? Well, you're a bit of a ways away from home, but I hope you're enjoying the Heartlands.
Yes, I am.
Might I ask what that is?
What is?
He points at the compass. That?
Kind of pulls his hand a bit around it, pulls it like subconsciously closer to his chest. No offense, but I don't really know you.
She opens her mouth to say something, but then humbles herself, closes her eyes in her mouth, and looks away at that. Fair enough. That is very, very fair. Well, knowing me or not, I hope you're all doing well after your... she does like a roll of her wrist, finding the right word. Bout.
I'm better.
It scans across all of you. You're not as talkative as Silas, are you? Well,
No.
I don't follow you for it. Bards, we have that presence.
Well, none have a louder presence than I, Wolfgang von Tanslund.
I've heard of you.
Many have. Whether they know it or not. What did
I
you
know
hear?
you by name. I've heard that you wield a great Zweihander, magically infused, likely worth a small kingdom's treasury in and of itself. I know that you're a great warrior, that any would be fortunate to enlist your services, and I hear that despite all your skill and capability, you charge below market value. That Serena just sort of like lifts stands, or not stands up, like sits up a bit at that fact.
It's like, wait, I can't get capitalism involved?
he waves a dismissive hand and says, "You are perhaps hyping me up too much." He gestures to his right-hander. It's worth nothing more than a large duchy. Duchy? Duchy? Duchy.
Duchy.
Touchy.
Duchy.
It's just a large douche.
Still quite the thing to keep in one's arsenal.
Sometimes I like to mix things up.
Oh?
Yeah.
What do you change out with? Call me curious.
Well, my halberd is in the shop.
What shop is capable of tempering your weapons?
That's on a need-no basis.
She bows her head graciously at that. Fair enough. I have to ask, given Wolfgang's presence, how did your guys' battle go the way it did? Why didn't you just simply have him kill Fergus for you?
I was kind of distracted an entire army.
Most of us was struggling to stay alive.
Speak for
I
yourself.
can see that, but
Yet you came
She
out
looks-
victorious.
indeed you did.
Some battles you must fight yourself.
On that, we are agreed. Very wise.
I have a question. Have we ever seen this person, like, round town?
No.
Never. Grappling bar.
She's not a local.
Okay.
You could probably tell by her accent she's not a local.
And yet she knew, by name, Ajax Delphian Warrior.
Because Silas was just telling a story with our names.
Yeah, introduced.
The
And
Tribunal.
also-
Well, no.
Tribunal!
Oh, wait, yeah, Silas did
Yeah.
tell us the story. Never mind.
Yeah.
But
Mhm,
they introduced
mhm.
us
She just
as,
introduced us with silly
names.
nicknames.
Right.
'Cause it's
To get a
fun.
rise out of you.
That too.
It worked.
I was
Mission
letting the plan.
accomplished. Task failed successfully.
Yep, yep.
So whereabouts you from, anyways? Or why are you doing here? Or what you doing here?
Oh, the stories I could tell you of what led me here. But in the more short term of things, originally, I'm from Graffle. The northern reaches of it, in fact. What brings me here this evening, I suppose, she taps her finger against her chin in this sort of coyish or actual innocent way. I suppose you could say I'm following orders. Or... my boss had a favor called in, and they sent me here to answer it. But in all actuality, I don't even think I need to do much answering. So maybe it's a pointless waste of time, but might as well enjoy my travel while I'm here. You know?
What's the question you seek to answer?
It's already been answered.
Not what I
It's not
asked.
so much a question more than a request. A request for help.
Does this come in the form of a wellness check then?
I suppose, yes. Why?
I'm not sure I follow. It's a jar.
I just kind of look at him. It's like, what?
Well, they were obviously sent here to aid us, but since our battle, let's call it that, has already been concluded and resolved.
Huh? I was sent here to aid you?
Insight check.
Insight
I got an insight check. She's clearly saying that as the, oh, was it? Yeah, it's the you made an inference, but they're not going to confirm anything.
Also just turned to her and go. Salsa just turned to her and go, "Were you?"
I turn my laser eyes towards her.
Eyes glowing! T-pose on her!
I see
They look
the
like little
truth
embers.
of the universe.
So, Silas, you turn to her and ask, were you? And she takes 2 steps back in a low bow, brandishing out her arms in a great flourish, and undoes the magic. There you go.
Oh.
Is you?
He
Bye.
has silvery scaled horns, fine attire, but she doesn't look that much different.
I like her token.
You goddamn
Costume
right.
change.
The hat's cool.
That is a cool hat.
Yeah.
Allow me to properly introduce myself. Evelina Fiorenza Sindreov. A pleasure.
We look at Sajar, who just introduced a longer name than that. It's like, alright, so this is more up your alley then.
I'm afraid I don't hold my patron's name to, well, as my own to the fullest extent. But I've been told that it's just fine. She has this sort of happy, chipper, cocked finger, sort of hey.
Ah.
So Sajar, he would sit more straight. He would take more of a formal posture. He would incline his head, a little bit in deference, and just sort of look at her differently than he did a second ago.
And I'm not surprised the blue failed you all.
Oh my god. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying to.
I'm sure you are.
Make it sound like she
She's
was
well,
the first
she's
for
actually made a
existing.
difference in the fight.
Yeah, well, starting to wonder if I'm missing half my fucking name now, considering. Maybe
No,
that's
no.
a problem, Lee. Will I just come up with a few extra names, tack them onto the end? Maybe? That solve it?
You're free to. Sure, they'd be equally worthless.
Good to know.
Just
What is it
like
with you
their
people
word
then?
stealthy.
Hmm?
He said worthless, just like their word stealthy.
Oh.
Evelina ignores you guys and goes over to Sajar. Please, Sajar, you can lift your head. We
He does.
both occupy the same station.
He nods at that. Very well.
I think I'll have to ask, she says, looking around for a stool to sit in. And there is one like 10 feet away, so she walks all the way over there and like lifts it up with one hand and puts it back down. Halfway, she sees that Silas is still standing there. She goes back and grabs a second one with her other hand and sets it back down near you, Sajar. I have to ask what all of the other wardens were wondering, why you haven't responded to the call yet.
I haven't received it.
Huh?
I sensed something vague in a dream, but other than that, I've not received any calling.
No, I was afraid to hear that. Shamandrax hasn't answered the call himself either. We assumed that there was something happening.
Well, I did commune with Shimandrax. Well, at
Which
least
means
once.
he's alive.
Yes, much so.
Good. Oh, also, she reaches around her like back pouch pocket. She pulls out this smooth river stone that has like some like engravings carved into it. I was told to give this to you,
To me?
all of you.
Oh, yeah.
She gives it over to you. It has like on the top surface, the flat of it, the face of it, like some symbol carved into it. You don't really know what it is. You turn around to the other side, it says Boomer.
Ah.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's for me.
So he made it.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
those are yours. They are silver, and they made themselves perfectly known to me, and made a mess of my hair.
Oh, I apologize.
I was told to give this to you when I got sent.
Oh, that's fantastic. I appreciate this. I'm so glad they made it.
So you're free to take custody of them anytime.
Noted.
It's exhausting.
Noted. And to answer your question from before, now that I know who you are, this, holds it up, is a compass.
I know what it is.
Oh, you know it? Do you know the full details of it?
I know what it is.
Very well.
Your family made it known to me.
Oh, so they made it as well.
Yes?
And... Okay, that's good.
Why do you say that?
Rather rapid time.
Yeah, they were attacked.
It definitely, we did our best making impromptu shelter. Don't worry, though. I'm sure the other wardens are handling and fixing up the place just fine.
Yes.
Do you remember
well
any of
spoken.
us? We saw you once.
I look at her more closely. Do I recognize? Does she seem familiar?
Oh god, that's gonna be hard. Roll perception, that's gonna be hard as fuck.
Weren't they all wearing like full armor?
Well, not all of them were, but the thing is, like, all their forms were sort of like amorphous, like vague and blurry
Oh,
and
right.
ethereal. So it's hard to make out features. Yeah, so roll perception.
So anyways,
It's
too
you,
shabby.
it's feminine form. It's like, there are a couple like that, so it's hard to tell. Hard to tell still.
does she have wings, just horns?
I'm not entirely sure. Vaguely familiar? Not really.
I'm not surprised by that. It was a bit impromptu. Oh well. Well, whenever you're ready to join the call, know that we'd be happy to begin finishing out our numbers. Although, if Shamandrax isn't attending, your presence isn't necessarily warranted. So if you have other things to handle, she says, looking over towards Silas, I suppose you're free to do so. Technically speaking, I don't make the rules. And don't call me on any of that.
I will not. So
Yes.
it's sorry, I'm a little bit flabbergasted here. I'm taken aback.
No. Take your time. No rush. Here, tell you what. You get yourself situated. I can talk with the rest of your party. I am rather curious.
By all means.
For more than one reason. She turns her attention towards all of you with a loving smile and a hunter's gaze. Where to start? Don't worry, she's not gonna give you guys a Lord Seeker level interrogation.
Oh god.
And you see, she's not gonna give you guys a lore question.
No, she,
Turn
no.
to Tertiana.
No, she honestly just shoots the shit with you guys, and Sajar, whenever you're ready to, like, whenever you still yourself and focus up again, like, you and her, who is I, can, continue talking. But it's nothing terribly pertinent, so we'll take that out of session. Because more importantly, Evelyn does bring up, to more pointedly towards Silas. Didn't you say you guys had other things to do this evening?
Well, yes and no.
Would you mind if I join you?
Let's look to everyone else. I don't.
Sidor nods.
My bad. I
He doesn't
never
mind.
gave you guys her full name. There you go.
I mean, I sort of liked, but,
Lorenza
whatever.
Sindrif.
That's so long. As long as Sajar's there.
Keep in mind why her name and Sajar's name are different. Just keep that in mind. So,
Mhm.
No, I won't.
very well. Good day. But yeah, I'll ask out of game, like, what do you guys want to do?
Well, we have the black book, so that would be the first thing would be to get that scribed, but we could do that, quote unquote, back at the farm. So, to me,
It's like watching like a tragedy soap opera where you know something
You
bad has
know
happened,
exactly
and you're just
right.
and you're just waiting to get there. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah,
it's like,
I
it's like the massacre one shot where we knew we were like probably all going to die, and then it's just like, oh shit, how did we get there?
so in Silas's mind, let's just go home. It's private. and- and-
Yeah, Ajax did accept the money for. Oh wait, speaking of which,
I thought you gave back.
Gift.
No,
he
he
gave
gave
2
two back.
because they.
I gave 20.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I give 10 gold to Mortier since we split it. But yeah, so he already accepted the coin for that, so he's gonna do that first and foremost. But he wants to find Porter as soon as possible, which again could be hinted later.
It all involves getting back to town first, though.
Mhm.
So,
That's
so my
crazy.
question, so the question is like, do you guys go back to town now, tomorrow morning? Sajar, you have no doubt in your mind that if you guys got into trouble on the way back, assuming Evelina helps you guys, it would not be much of a problem. Especially because you're all doubly. No, fuck Evelina. You guys have Wolfgang.
Yeah. We just make Wolfgang.
Yeah, so like traveling back in the middle of the night is not the most dangerous thing. It's just a question of like, how suicidal are your ambushers?
You jump out of the bushes, see Wolfgang
Yeah.
slowly sink back into bushes.
Sekiro henchman is like, well, they ain't me. Run them.
Ha! Well, what time is it in game?
Yeah.
By midnight.
Because we might be fucking exhausted considering how many combats we've been through
Yeah.
and fucking all the running around.
Yeah, I mean,
Evelyn
no,
can give you
it's-
guys a inspirational rest. Inspirational song of rest. If I'll put some pep in your step, semi-literally.
What does that
Silas,
do?
if you wish to sleep.
I mean, I'm
alone,
fine
my
going.
friend,
She
I'm
would
just trying
give
to-
equivocally give you guys a D6. Okay, she would give you guys a number of temp HP. While you have that temp HP, you have a single-use charge of a D6 Bardic Inspiration.
Pretty slick.
If you guys lose the temp HP, you lose the charge as well, so use it while you have it. It does not expire within 10 minutes like normal Bardic Inspiration, so. And here's something even more one of you in specific will probably enjoy. She also can remove off all of you 1 degree of exhaustion.
Hello, hi, that's me.
I wonder who I was talking about. I wonder who.
With one
She just hits you with,
exception.
like a Monster Energy drink, and then another one, and then
Oh my god, yeah.
She is a
Try that.
she is a Scale Wolf Warden. She's one of the there's a very small number of Scale Wolf Wardens. In fact, I might just send it to Fred later. She can actually sort of minor illusion what the other ones look like, so that you have a clearer picture of what they look like.
Oh yeah. See,
No. I honestly, it's like they all have drip. They all have drip.
hell yeah.
Here, I'll share it with you guys right now. But yeah, I'm sharing it with you guys. You guys decide what you guys want to do.
I mean,
here's
I'm
the-
It,